Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share some tips with you that will help you with one of the most difficult parts of hand lettering, shaky strokes. If your upstrokes look shaky no matter how careful you try to be, it's probably not your hand, it might be how you're moving it. And the frustrating part, a lot of the things people think will fix shaky strokes can actually make them worse. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what causes those shaky upstrokes and simple changes you can make today to get smoother, more controlled lines. I'll also show you a few common mistakes I see often because chances are you're doing at least one of them without realizing it. So let's start with one of the biggest causes of shaky upstrokes, and it has to do with how you're actually moving your hand. A lot of beginners try to control their lettering by just using their wrist, and it actually ends up looking a little wobbly or uneven. What you want to do instead is let your arm do most of the work. So instead of scooching your hand across the page or kind of wiggling your wrist up and down to get those strokes, think about gliding your arm across the paper and letting your fingers handle the smaller details by creating those smaller movements within your stroke. My second tip is to practice until your basic strokes become like second nature. If you're new to this and these feel super awkward, that's totally okay, and it's honestly even normal. But as you practice more and more, this should start to feel like second nature. When this happens, you're able to more easily focus on creating smooth, controlled strokes because you're just fine-tuning your letters versus fumbling with the basic strokes. Personally, I think this is the part where hand lettering becomes a lot more enjoyable because you can get into a calming and relaxing rhythm. I know that it doesn't feel possible when you first start, but I do think that it's worth working towards, so just try not to be discouraged if you're still figuring out your basic strokes and your thick and thin strokes. One thing that can make this process a little easier is if you use practice worksheets. It doesn't have to be the ones I'm using here. In fact, I have some free practice worksheets in my free 7-day hand lettering course that you can print out and use super easily. But simply tracing over something that's already on the page makes it, in my opinion, so much easier because you're taking a bit of the guesswork out of what you should be lettering and where your strokes should go. When you do this, you can focus on the steadiness of your hand and eliminating some of the shakiness in your strokes. And my hope is that as you trace over the simple shapes over and over again, it will then become ingrained in your muscle memory, and I believe that's when it starts to feel like second nature. Okay, this third thing is really important, so please listen to this one. A lot of people do this thing where they kind of flick their upstrokes. It almost feels like if you do this, you can prevent shaky upstrokes because you're making this super quick movement. And so you're kind of rushing through in an attempt to create a smooth stroke, which sometimes that does work as far as shakiness goes. So sometimes you can achieve the goal of preventing a shaky stroke, but it can also make the letters look just off. So the goal here is not only to prevent shaky upstrokes, but also to move intentionally as we create our lettering. This means that we may have to practice through some of those shaky lines in order to practice pen control. Because pen control is the true goal here, and a lack of shaky strokes is just the byproduct of proper pen control. So just keep practicing, and if pen control is something you seem to be struggling with, I might recommend using tracing worksheets to help guide you until you get the hang of it on your own. My next tip is to rotate your paper, and I'm going to be honest with you, my preference is to hold my paper almost sideways on the table. I don't do that in my videos because it would be really awkward for you guys to watch, but I actually struggle a bit with lettering when I'm filming because I have my paper more straight than I'd prefer. It's not necessarily that I can't letter that way, but it's awkward feeling for me, and sometimes it feels a bit uncomfortable. This doesn't mean that you have to turn your paper as far as I do, but I would recommend trying to position yourself to where you feel comfortable and your arm isn't fighting against the direction of the paper, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be having to bend your wrist backwards to create the strokes. You can simply just turn your paper a little further, and then those arm movements that we talked about earlier become a little bit easier. My next tip is to slow down. I know this may feel like it goes against what we're trying to accomplish here, because as you slow down, you may notice your shaky strokes even more. However, slowing down and focusing on each stroke one at a time is how we are going to build up that pen control. An added bonus of slowing down is that I feel like I can get into this rhythm where the process almost becomes kind of therapeutic for me. This doesn't happen until I slow down and get into that art flow state, but when I do, I enjoy the process even more. When I get rushed is when I start noticing uneven spacing, sloppy looking letters, and slanted lines. It's always a good reminder when that happens that I need to slow it back down and take it one stroke at a time. Which leads me to tip number 6. Lift your pen. It's easy for me to say to take it one stroke at a time, but if you're writing an entire letter or word without lifting your pen, then that might be kind of a confusing tip. So in this clip, I am showing you exactly what I mean by each stroke because I'm actually switching my pen color after each stroke. Now, you don't have to practice with 2 pens like this, but it's actually not a bad idea to try, especially if you're not in the habit of picking up your pen after every stroke. This is a good reminder. I know I talk about this all the time, but this is such an important yet underrated tip. It is such a quick little lift of the pen that you probably barely even notice it. But in reality, that's what allows me to reset and practice that pen control that I talked about earlier. Without lifting my pen, it all just kind of runs together and gets messy and sloppy looking. Okay, tip number 7 is one that's kind of hard to describe, but I'm going to try. There are certain brush pens that are not better or worse than others, but they kind of have a scratchy tip. It can seem like it's kind of catching on the paper or that it's just extra sensitive to wiggles. This type of brush pen is going to amplify those shaky strokes. So while they may not be causing shaky strokes, they're likely not going to be the most complimentary to you if you're still working on creating smooth strokes. I don't want to call any brush pens out right now because, again, this doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad pens. It just means that as a beginner, they may be a little bit more difficult. As you can see in this example, there are a lot of options for a softer brush pen that I think might be a little more enjoyable to use as a beginner. Now, if you're overwhelmed by all the options, I will say that a fan favorite for beginners is a Pentel Touch, so that is a good place to start if you're looking for something as a beginner. And honestly, I cannot leave you without what is probably my number 1 tip for hand lettering, and that is my free 7-day hand lettering course. This mini course will not only help you to get started with hand lettering, but you'll also receive free printables to help you practice the things that we talked about in this video. So make sure to join that at howtohandletter.com/mini course, and I'll see you in my next video.